Hey folks, and I'm back. Yeah, I remember now what I was saying. Um, Damn it, it's nearly gone. It's nearly gone. Yeah, the classic grind for gear. I remember hearing some horror story of someone was on World Warcast. Them need like their friend was running, having to run Stratholme. They said 100 times. I'm going to take that as somewhat exaggerated. But they had to run Stratholme quite a few times because this one particular boss would drop the gear, the last bit of gear they needed, and they just have to keep running it constantly. And it's not like nowadays where they're presumably doing it with a go group. They didn't stay whether they were or not, but I think it's probably fair to assume they were. Um, Kill her. I think it's fair to assume that. Oh, I only actually need to kill one of you. Cool. Um, but back in the day, um, dungeon running was a lot different than nowadays. Um, Hold on. But yeah, let me restart that point a little. Yeah, basically hearing horror stories about how much people have to run dungeons to get gear, and just how much of a pain it was. Plus, I'm just thinking the dungeons back in the day were a lot different to how they are now. Thankfully, by the time I reached max level in Rat, they'd ju- uh, they uh, they had changed the system. Like I wasn't long level 80 by the time they changed it. Um, but basically, for how you used to, that's a very creepy carving. It's actually rather fucking creepy. But yeah, the system used to be you go to Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Actually, I think back in Classic, Ironforge was more the capital, because for a good time it had the auction house for the Alliance, not Stormwind. But anyway, you go to the capital city, and you chill there, and you'd say, LFG Strato, uh, warrior DPS, arms warrior, whatever. You'd say what you are. And you'd keep spamming that, you keep posting that every once in a while, and eventually you get a group. Then you would head off to Strato manually, as in you would go to the Fire Master and you'd fly there. I also remember hearing that like, okay, now part of me is wondering, am I misremembering a April Fool's joke? It's so faint to memory. I just vaguely remember hearing something that, the flight points weren't all connected. As in, say if you wanted to fly from let's say, for just to use these, say if you wanted to fly from Hammerfall to this research station, you couldn't just fly there directly. You had to fly from here to here. Let's just say, for example. So I can just use this one page. You could just fly there and go there, and you'd fly around. You'd have to hit from here to here, then you'd babysit it, then go from there to there, all the way from, say, Ironforge there to White's Hope Cathedral Chapel. It's fucking painful. But even if that is a fudged memory, it's just, say if someone leaves the dungeon run, all the way back to Stormwind you got to go get another person. Isn't that fun? People bitch about the Dungeon Finder, but I think it's just because nostalgia blinds them to how bloody painful that sounds. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, given that haven't really done it. I'm at the kind of the other side of it. I've got no nostalgia to blind me, but I've no real experience with the thing either. No path available. Eh. Fine, I'll resummon you. That is cool. Great. So yeah, I'm kind of at the other side of the fence. Like they might be blinded by nostalgia for it, but I'm blinded by the horror stories for it. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. Same way it might be as good as they remember it. So it's can't really say too much till it comes out and we try it or try it again, depending. Summon Felguard. Okay, drain him. This is messy as hell. Okay, let's just keep moving. I think I overestimated how much tainted blood of these I had earlier, but whatever. I might have missed the opportunity to grab one while I was up above, but oh well. But yeah, basically the point I was making about the dungeon thing is going from what I've heard and what limited knowledge I have of it. The the there was one hell of a grind in classic WoW for gear, and the dungeon system wasn't the best. Like you would have to sit around, try and get a group together, then head off to the dungeon. And if anyone left, then you'd have to head all the way back to get someone else. So it's and then just how many times you'd have to grind it trying to get your bits. It just sounds rather painful. Um, that's just what I was getting at. Maybe it wouldn't be as bad as it sounds, but well, we won't know till we do it. So yeah. But anyway, really need to get back to these proper and do these more frequently. It's just I've been rather burnt out on WoW. Just Battle for Azeroth hasn't been great, and then I've been having a bit of frustrations with just with the raiding with the guild. Like the guild's fine, it just I have to edit a lot with them. They are a little there's been a few slip ups, like music playing over the mics, and I'm a little risque with my stuff. Yeah, sometimes it just gets me. So they go a bit. I think they're a bit more. So it's just like, yeah, I'm breaking Blizzard's rulings for this as is. Yeah, I'm scared of what will happen if I get assistance, for it. So it's just I've just kind of been burnt out on Battle for Azeroth on both fronts. So I feel I kind of made a jump in story there. But yeah, I really need to get back to these. But like I got caught up with Legion, then caught up with Battle for Azeroth. Now I'm burnt out. So it's just it's just been a wrong time, no matter which way you count it. To actually go finish these. But I really need to get back to it. I want to go get a nice backlog of these, then start doing double length videos of it and just try and get it all done that bit quicker. I suppose I could do double length videos now, but I decided this is just what I've decided in my head. Mightn't be the best decision, but it's just like, yeah, it sounds good to me. I know, just how I decide to work it. Be careful near those cauldrons, Warlock. The Vile Branch won't let you take their treats without a fight. Fir- First of spiders, and now this. I can smell the venom in this blood. It's the same as the skitterlings, but stronger. The Val branch and spiders. There's some potential here. There's more of this curious venom to be had. Uh, it, there's more of this curious venom to be had if Chandra's been summoned. Don't be so surprised. Forsaken have studied these lands before, and we've encountered a Venom Queen at least once. Her toxins have proved quite useful in the past. They'll prove useful to Horde once more too. Be a dear and fetch me as much poison as you can from the spawn of Shadra. They'll work in the cave on the summit. I'm sure you'll be covered in it anyway. It won't be long until we're the only trolls left breeding on these walls. We've retaken the idol of Akodarish, thanks to you, Shandalyn. Come over here, and I'll take you deep into Jintha'Alor. Jintha'Alor, on the winds of our blessing. Only the strongest foulest Vile branch are left now. The soul eaters and blood drinkers, the foul worshippers of the evil god Hakar. They are fools. They cling to their old, defeated beliefs. Won't tolerate their crimes against the Raven Tusk any longer. Strike the final blow. Claim Jintha'Alor for the Raven Tusk. Claim it for the Horde. Ongo Longo's revenge. Ongo Longo was one of us. What the outsiders call a dire troll. But he was a Raven Tusk, and a proud warrior like all of us. Then the Val branch took him. They keep him chained up in a pit at the top of Jintha'Alor, made to dance for the sick amusements. No chains can hold Ongo Longo. All you need to do is raise his temper, Shandalyn. Fight him until he's enraged, enough to remember his true spirit and break free. Then get out of the way. Get him angry and get it out of his way. The eagle spirit of the hinterlands be on our side now, Shandalyn. With her spirit idol free from the Val branch, I can transport you straight to the upper tier of Jintha'Alor. Strike at their hearts. Okay. Also, with with Classic WoW, we'll be fighting. The Hakar mentioned here. We'll get to fight his original appearance. Well, actually, we'll get to fight him full stop. You can't actually fight him anymore since Kazakata removed the fight against him, and now you actually technically aid him. He was being enslaved by one guy as a source of power. Though Hakar does promise to come back and fuck you up. And Balfrazor, it seems like a good time for that to happen, while with all the trolls in it. But anyway, you get to fight in Classic. We'll get to fight his original appearance, and we'll get to work with the Zandalari Horde Alliance to fend him off, and they'll be grinding for gear there too. Fall Branch Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter is a special troll class. You've seen them back in Warcraft 3. I remember the Warcraft 3 guy had a bouncing healing attack. He had an idol. He had a take on Anubarak's Beetle ultimate, though in his case it was apparently voodoo spirits. They did the same thing though. They drained health from nearby enemies, made him quite tanky, if memory serves. And what was his last ability? There's the healing, there's the idol, there's the voodoo spirits. Missing one. Wild Branch, a Manzi Guard. So do I just need to head into here? Difficult. No, I have to head over there. Okay. Also, no AoE looting. That wasn't in the game. Okay, so just head over here. Guess we can, we'll free Ongo Ongo. Okay. This looks, but we'll have to, yeah, double back here and go down here. And you don't give a damn about the Shadow Hunters. The Warcraft 3 Shadow Hunter had a glaive he would throw at people. Or something like that, anyway. Didn't used to use a bow. What was it? It still bugs me. What was his ability? Oh, Hex. That was it. I never use Hex. That's why I can't remember it. I use the rest of his abilities. But I never use Hex. I'm not much for CCing. Probably thinking maybe I should just like focus on a few characters, bring them up to max, then worry about the rest. But I don't have a clue. I kind of want to, work them all up together. That way I won't get distracted. Like, you know, no, I just feel that if I start working on the like Outlands quests, the Lich quests, that I won't want to come back and play the Kata rejig of the classic quests. I just don't like this part of the game. I really like Outland and Wrath. I really love those areas. These bits, not so much. They haven't really done it for me since I originally ran through. Like, well, on Palnai. He was like my fourth character, but anyway, since I like, got him through here, through all these zones, they haven't really done it for me. So, basically, I'm just thinking like, I might want to come back here if I, start moving on like that. Christ, you're big. Leave Ongo Ongo alone. Stun him, please. That. Okay, let me heal you a little. Okay, now you can heal me. No more. Ongo Ongo. Go home. Puny trolls not stop. Ongo Ongo. Hide Skinner. Blood Drinker. Actually, you do need another Blood Drinker. That delay actually worked out in my favor. There was always a chance he would end up aggroing another one, which I didn't need him to do. Mount up, and we'll just double back, and we'll go deal with the spiders over here.